I'm going to show you my #1 trade setup that I use every single day using the supply and demand system, as well as many other people in my private group that trade this exact system in the markets every single day. We're going to go through 4 to 5 trade reviews so that you can use them in your own trading and start making profits. All right. As well as at the end of the video, hey, I'm doing a giveaway, so stay tuned to the end of the video to show you how you can enter that. It's going to be awesome. It's my first one I've ever done. It's very exciting. So let's get into the video. First trade review we're going to break down is Euro USD. Okay, this is a long setup. Now, this is going to be with multiple time frame analysis. My best trades come from multiple time frame analysis, and I have started to be using the one time frame setup, but we will get to that later on trade 4 or trade 5. Okay, so using multiple time frame analysis is I want to know where price is on the higher time frame, right? It doesn't make much sense to be buying when, say, you're like sitting at a major resistance area or price is reacting off of the 200 moving average when it's going down, right? Or it's in a massive downtrend and you're buying. It doesn't make too much sense. So I want to make sure that I am buying with the trend. Okay, so this Euro USD, we're going to look here on the top right hand chart using the daily time frame. Clearly, it is in an uptrend and price has previously pulled back into a demand zone. Okay, we're in an uptrend. Price pulled back into this previous area of daily demand that took off. All right, it went up to the upside. Now that price came back down to that area. That's thinking in my brain, okay, I want to look for buying opportunities. Perfect. So what I do now is I drop down. Let me scroll in a little bit so you guys can see. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down into my lower time frame, the 15-minute, and I want to see evidence of buyers taking control. So what I mean by that is I want to see downtrend lines being broken and opposing zones being removed, right? This is how price starts to turn. It turns from inside out. So the 1 minute will turn before the 5 minute, the 5 minute will turn before the 15, the 15 before the hour before the 4 hour, and so on and so on. So if I know that I'm sitting inside a daily demand zone, I want to go down to my lower time frame and I start to see evidence of a strong indication of buyers coming in. Why? Because it starts removing this opposing supply zone here. It started to break downward trend line. So those are two things that I always require. So double check on that on my confirmation. I'm sitting inside my higher time frame. And then when it comes to the scoring, I want to make sure that this is a good quality zone. I don't want to see price just slowly grinding to the upside. That really doesn't tell me that a strong indication of buyers are coming in. Think about it. If a strong buyers are coming in, do you think that price is going to shoot up really quickly or slowly grind up, right? It's going to shoot up really quickly, okay? That's imbalance. So clearly we had that by having 3 to 4 very strong black candles going straight up that removed downward trend lines, removed opposing pivot point zones, and then simply buying the pullback when it comes straight back into it. I love it how it comes straight back into it. I don't want to see prices like slowly grinding down back into it. So price drops straight back into it. I get filled and then out at a 2-to-1 take profit. I'm not going to be here to talk about take profit ways. I've made videos on that before that you can check out on my tips playlist covering the supply and demand methodology. But you could take profit at 3-to-1, 1-to-1. You could do multiple take profits. It's completely up to you, right? So let's go to the next trade. This one is on USD Swiss. And look at the story that is on the higher time frame, on the daily time frame. So here on the daily, on the right-hand chart, you can clearly see that this is a major support slash demand area. So each time that prices have been coming into it, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, it seems to be going up every single time. So clearly that there is a large stack of buyers. Buyers are coming in this area. This is where they are starting to see value. So that's a higher time frame indication that, hey, buyers are taking control. It's a good idea to start looking for buying opportunities down here and then maybe looking for selling opportunities up here because clearly it's in a sideways range. Personally, sideways ranges are my favorite. I don't know, they're so obvious. If it's been respecting it 5, 6 times, it's just a no-brainer to me. Hey, you're high, start selling on lower time frames. Hey, you're low, start buying on lower time frames. So previously, the story is once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, like 5, 6 times, it's been holding. So I want to be looking for buying opportunities. So now that I find that price is low inside the demand zone, it's low in the range that previously buyers have came in, I want to drop down to a lower time frame and wait for evidence of buyers to come in again. Same thing that I mentioned before. I want to see downward trend lines being broken right there, and these opposing pivot points being removed. So we got a really good higher time frame. We also have one indication of confirmation. We have another indication of confirmation, as well as we got a really good scoring of a zone. And what do I mean by that? Well, look at the quality and balance. This thing shot up very, very strong. And for anybody trying to learn supply and demand or currently trading it, make sure you get strong buyers or sellers coming in. If it's a weak candlestick, do not trade it. That goes for the higher time frame as well, but extremely important on the lower time frame. It's like my number one thing. If you don't have a very strong candle to the upside, skip it and move on. So this is a very strong candlestick that went up 2 to 3 to 1 and then started pulling back. All right, it removed the opposing pivot point supply zone. It broke downward trend. I have a really good higher time frame on my side as well that I'm looking for buying opportunities, and I'm buying the pullback. And then my take profit on this one was, I don't know, I guess that's first take profit at 2 to 1. It came back, stopped me out on my second take profit. And my third take profit was, I don't know, I'm guessing somewhere up in here, where I'm drawing that out right there. Okay. By the way, if you guys have any questions about this, feel free to let me know. Really try to focus in on the story of why I'm getting long. That's what you're trying to do. If you imagine really quickly those old scales, you know, this is horrible drawing. It looks like a butt cheek. If you imagine a scale, right? And if you put, more weights on one side, it starts to drop, right? And if you even it out, then it goes even. It goes back up to par, right? So let's imagine this is our scale. What we're trying to do is get a reason of why we are looking for buying opportunities. We're trying to build a report of why we're buying. So like, hey, we got price inside higher time frame demand. We've got removal of opposing zones. It's a really good scoring zone. It's broken trend lines. You're bouncing off an indicator. You got buy setups on your EA. I don't know. You're trying to create a bunch of ideas of why this thing will be going up to create a probability based edge. Okay, so if we look at this pound Canadian weekly time frame, clearly it's in a sideways range, right? I think it's a no-brainer. So if you see prices down in this area, why wouldn't you look for buying opportunities? I mean, clearly it's held once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. So why would you start selling, right? And then same thing for supply. I mean, if price comes back up into this area, you should be looking for selling opportunities. Each time, sellers have taken control. Why would you want to be buying up in here, right? So with prices back down to this area that seems to be holding in a sideways range many times, boom, I'm looking for buying opportunities. Why? We're getting great value because each previous time down here, it's been holding. A lot of buyers have been coming in. They clearly see value the previous time, so they might be seeing value again. Perfect. That's our higher time frame analysis. Now that I know I want to be a buyer, I'm going to drop down to a lower time frame. Okay, so I go down to a lower time frame, the 4-hour time frame. Same thing. I want to wait for evidence of buyers coming in. I don't want to just simply buy it, right? Straight up the whole zone. I want to wait for evidence of buyers coming in. Now, what I mean by this is, well, same thing. Trend lines being broken, opposing zones being removed. Once again, look at the quality of the imbalance of that drop base rally demand zone. All right, it removed that opposing pivot zone. It broke the trend line. It's got a very strong close. Prices confirmed the imbalance. And then prices didn't come back until over here. Right, so then that's when I got filled, when prices finally returned, and then I was out around this area right here. Okay, if you wanted to take multiple take profits, then it probably makes sense to take a one take profit here, then maybe one up here, and play the range. It's totally up to you on that, right? But hey, you got a really good evidence of story of why you're looking for buying opportunities down here, and the same thing, you got evidence of buyers coming in on the lower time frame. Price turns from inside out, right? Dow Jones, this was a nice profit. 900, $1,000. Okay, Dow Jones US 30. So this is a selling example. This is a setup that we've been flirting with in the private group since the summer of 2021, where people were saying, hey, what would happen if we remove the higher time frame? Now, the higher time frame is always good to have in your favor, but let's say, for example, let's just remove it to see what the odds are. I did a back test on this. I did a video on it, and it came out to be a 67% win rate. We continued to backtest it with other people in the private group. People were getting the same results. And now personally, it consists of about 75% of my trades now using one time frame. But I always still look to the higher time frame to making sure I'm not making a big mistake, which we will get into right after this trade, because it's probably the number one mistake a lot of people are doing when trading this methodology, right? So same thing. What did I mention before? When I'm looking for these quality setups, I want to see those opposing pivot points being removed, trend lines being broken, all right, and a good quality zone being created. So this right here, rally-based drop. This is a ton of selling, hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Millions and millions and millions coming in right here. We broke the uptrend line. We removed the opposing pivot point demand zone, right? Very strong move, broke momentum, removed pivot point, good quality zone, and simply selling the pullback. And this one was a 3-to-1 take profit, right? So let's get into an example of what not to do. So this is a trade right here, Dow Jones Industrial, of a trade that I should not be getting into. So same type of thing on the lower time frame, waiting for those buyers to come in, breaking those trend lines. Very strong indication of buyers coming in right down in here. So that was my buy. But what I didn't do here is I didn't go to the higher time frame. Now, if we go to the higher time frame over here on the right, you will notice that we're sitting in the most damn obvious daily supply zone. A very, very, very strong imbalance to the downside. All right. So if prices go back up into that area, there's probably a lot of sellers going to be coming back into that area, right? They saw value before, so, and it's probably on everybody's radar, like, hey, some crazy news announcement came out during that day or something big happened. So people are going to be aware of this level, all right? So price comes back up into that area. I should be looking for selling opportunities. Why? Because previously this thing went all the way down and it has a really good imbalance. A lot of sellers came in. So I should be looking for selling opportunities. But what I did was I looked for buying opportunities, and which costed me. So in this case, it was the same buy setup as I always take, but I was sitting inside higher time frame supply. Now, if I was sitting inside like demand, okay, sure, I think that's great, right? Then I think it's a great buying opportunity. But in this case, big mistake, right? A couple other things that could help you out with a futures correlation that would definitely make the trade that much better, as well as trading with the trend. I know with me personally, trading counter trend versus trading trending markets, there's a 20% difference. So these are all things to consider, and trading's always adjusting, man. So you've always got to be reviewing your trades after 20, 30 trades to figure out what's working, what's not working, right? So anyways, we've gone through like 20 trade reviews. I need to talk about this giveaway. Now, if you guys have enjoyed this video so far, I really do appreciate it if you do hit that like button. If there's any questions that you guys have about this, hit them down below in the comments or reach out to me on social media at MoneyBallAustin. Okay? And if you guys wanted to learn more about this supply and demand system, you go to my YouTube videos, click on playlist, click on tips playlist, and it's full breakdown of this whole methodology with trade reviews. And as well as if you go to moneyballtrading.com, you can get the free training. So it's awesome. Love to have you guys part of the team there. So hey, let's get into this giveaway. March Madness is back, ladies and gentlemen. For you guys that might not know what it is a college basketball tournament that takes place every single year between the top 64 teams, crowned one champion through a single elimination tournament. You win, you move on to the next round. You lose, you're out. All right, this is what all the players have been playing for all year. This is what all the gamblers have been waiting for all year. A total of $8 to $10 billion is gambled on this every single year. It's the most exciting time of the year. It's awesome. All right, big smile across my face for the next 2 weeks. All right, so hey, the winner of the best bracket will have completely free access to the course and the Discord community of Moneyball Trading. All right, you'll get it completely free through the whole videos, the whole Discord. Everything that I have to offer will be completely free to the winner of the best bracket. If only 10 people join, well, then you got a pretty good shot at winning this thing. All right, maybe 100 people join. You know, maybe the link gets out there and everybody's like, it's on the news. Who knows? All right, this thing could go viral. Who knows? But hey, it's a special giveaway for you guys. Best bracket will win. Very simple. I will leave the link down below for you guys to join the bracket. You can fill it out with a fake email address. Completely doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. You will be directed to join this team, this group. And very simple, you just pick out who you think is going to win each game. These teams are based in seeding, so the best team of the year will be playing like one of the worst in the tournaments, right? And they move on to the next round. So if you think Gonzaga is going to win the number 1 seed versus the 16 seed, which they most likely will, you click on to move on. All right, then you go down. Who do you think is going to win next? Boise State versus Memphis. Okay, you think Boise State. Okay, you click Boise State to move on. And then you see Gonzaga and Boise State play the next day. And it's not something that you have to manage every single day. It's you complete it once, and that's your whole bracket, right? So you go through who you think's going to win this game, this game, this game. Oops. Look, you can look at stats on this as well. Uh, what their overall rank is, what they've been playing against the top 25. Very simple. So you do this throughout everything and the bottom half as well. You move on, right? And you click the teams to win, whatever you think is going to win. Um, they go into the final four, into the championship, and then the tiebreaker, the combined score. So if two guys go at it and they got both the same bracket, well, it's going to be decided through points. Okay, so that's how we're going to decide the winner, is whoever creates the best bracket. It's very exciting times. I will pledge, you'll get the full training and access to the Discord membership. Just make sure that you go through all the games. You only have to do it once. All right, and then it's locked. The tournament starts on Thursday, so you got like 48 hours to do this. All right, so very simple for you to fill out the bracket. If you need any help, reach out to me on social media at MoneyballAustin. Join the competition. You already know what the winner is going to get. You don't have to create the perfect bracket. It's going to be best bracket. All right, very exciting stuff. Let's put some skill into it instead of those dumb little, oh, if you like and subscribe, then you're in the draw. No, let's put some skill to it, all right? And in fact, I think like Warren Buffett has pledged, I think like $1 billion if somebody can actually create the perfect bracket, which is like, the odds of that is like 1 in 19 quintillion. Literally, those are the odds to create the perfect bracket. Millions and millions and millions of people actually fill this out every single year. And the farthest anybody has ever gone with the perfect bracket is, I think, 39 games, which is like going to the Sweet 16, right? Which is when there's 16 teams left, which they only get through the first 2 rounds and then they end up losing. So, hey, we'd love to have you guys part of the team of this competition. I think it's going to be great. We're going to be live streaming it on the weekends as well. And hey, that's going to end the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, comment, like, subscribe. Links will be down below and in the comment section. All right. Cheers, guys. Good luck in the tournament. Let's get this.